A fantastic afternoon to you all that are joining us for this live stream of the final of the Zimbabwe domestic T20 competition for the season 2024-2025. A final that features Rhinos taking on Eagles. It's been non-stop action throughout the whole week with 1 day of rest, but I tell you what, all the other days has been blistering T20 action. Rhinos never putting a foot wrong in the whole entire tournament. Meanwhile, Eagles, they only faltered once, but managed to pick themselves up and end up in the final. My name is Tawanda Eli. I'll be in the commentary box, bringing you live commentary of this fantastic final that we have pitted for you. But I am not traveling alone, not that I'm a Liverpool fan. I have got Larry Quiriai. Good afternoon, Larry.
Afternoon, great final we have in store where the Rhinos have won the toss and decided to bat, and looking at their starting lineup.
All right, we'll start off with the Rhinos team just to give you who's in the side. Anton Nagvi will lead the side. Ben Curran, Ryan Bell, that will be the top order. Then Takuzo Nasha Kaitano will make up the middle order. Brad Evans is there. Nyasha Mayaro, Brendan Mavuta, Michael Chinoria, Heinrich Macheke, Tashingam Sekiwa, and Victor Chira. That's the lineup of Rhinos.
Eagles have made one change. Tanaka Shivanga goes out and comes in Tino Tenda Maposa, but otherwise the rest of the lineup from yesterday's matches, Tinashe Kamnukame, the captain, opening with Tadiwanashi Marumani, Craig Irvin. Dion Myers coming off an important half-century yesterday. Wesley Madevere, Tony Munyonga, Kundai Matigimu, Faraza Kram, Richard Ngarawa, Tino Maposa, and Wallace Mubaiwa.
You might wonder how these teams ended up here. 4 wins on the trot for Rhinos, landed them in the final. Virtually these, and then Eagles, they had 2 consecutive wins, then they lost their third game, bounced back on the fourth one, and that's how they ended up in the final with 6 points. And that is Eagles. And at this particular encounter, Rhinos winning the toss and choosing to do the honors of setting a target on this Harare Sports Club surface. Just from the looks of it, looks like a good batting wicket. Either way, how you choose to go about it, I don't expect much change from it. It's all about how you apply yourself in this particular one. First ball. And it's Wallace Mbayiwa opening up things for the Eagles from the city end.
It's just to start is the match. That was a high-scoring match between the two sides using the same pitch. And if that match was anything to go by, we're in for a good one.
There'll be plenty of expectations. Runs on the board already for Rhinos. They open their account with that single. It's all about a matter of how many can you put and what you think you can be able to defend. In the matches that we've seen here, a team that bats first, if they put up a decent total, I'm talking about anything above 180, 190, it always looks like it's a defendable total. Anything below 160 or 170 has been something that can be managed to be chased. Straight down, should pick up a couple there. Ben Curran briskly running, comes back. And he makes it in time. Opening pair of Rhinos, that is Takuzo Nasha Kaitano and Ben Curran. A pair that we not only see play together on the franchise front, but also in recent matches for the national team, particularly in Test. We saw Ben Curran, his opening partner there. Not that they were opening, but a pair that works well together.
So these two sides met 2 seasons ago in this particular tournament, the final. So this is almost like a rematch.
I should be through the covers. Creamed away in the first boundary of Kaitano's bat. He opens his boundary account easily. Didn't try to hit it too hard, but it was well placed with a decent amount of timing and power behind it. Looking for a similar shot this time. Only able to get a single. Quick first over. Rhinos 8 runs on the board after the first 6 deliveries.
Coming up from the golf course end is Richard Ngarawa. And,
combination of pace on one end and spin on the other, trying just to toy around a bit with the opponents. But something that we've seen in recent times in such competitions, you open up with spin, pair it up with pace, just to give people something different, not to get accustomed to one type of bowling. Worked away, neatly timed, a loosener from Ngarawa, and is punished. Caetano taking the invitation by being offered a bit of width there. And to stand up on his toes to neatly time that one. But boy, did he time it well. Such occasions of T20, especially in the final, you really need to come in already warmed up, ready to go, rearing from ball one. Because if you falter, you can find yourself in a situation whereby you're on the back foot quite early. Again, this time, good piece of fielding from the skipper for Eagles, Tinashe Kamunukamwe. But already, Takuzonashe Caetano looking to really exert his authority quite early on in this innings. Pretty much expected with the fielding restrictions of the first 6 overs. Want to utilize those opportunities. Working leg side, quick single taken. That's a good piece of play there. Strike rotation, important. Found a boundary early in the over. They pick up a quick single. The way in which that one works in the Rhinos' favor is that it's a left-hander coming on strike. Off a single played by a right-hander. So, Eagles need to really adjust their field set, and the bowler just readjust his lines, length, strategy, because now a different batter on strike.
much better bowling from Richard Ngarawa. Ben Curran certainly had intention to dispatching that and trying to find the boundary ropes, but doesn't seem as if he was able to get onto that quite well in terms of the timing. And into the body, but Ben Curran gets off the the strike, but just dropping it and running for a single to get to the final ball of the over. And that ends that over, the second over. It's going for 6 runs, and the score is now 14 without lost after 2 overs.
Change of strategy. And Wallace Mbahiwa out of the attack. In comes Wesley Madewere. Like for like. Maybe better variations. As you can see already. Wesley Madewere choosing to come around the wicket. Bowling to Curran. Work down just to long on, just be for a single. Like side, quicker delivery. Almost chopping it on. Am I trying to work it leg side, Caetano? Oh, thick outside edge. And straight to backward point. Strong offside. Pretty much packed. 5 fielders on the offside. 2 in the deep, long on and deep mid wicket. Comes down the track. But good adjustment from Wesley Madewere. Just keeps it down to 1.
Wesley Madewere, the last time these 2 matches, 2 teams met in the final, was player of the match. 2022-23, picked 3 for 15, and so someone not a stranger to finals.
Straight. That'll be 4 on any day. Neatly timed by Ben Curran. It was a fuller delivery from Wesley Madewere. Duly punished by Ben Curran. You can only have 2 fielders out in the deep. Madewere went off with long on and deep mid wicket. This time, Ben Curran just slightly straighter over the bowlers at there. Gets a much valuable boundary. Gone. Miscommunication between the two, and a good throw from the Eagles keeper to Marumani, who has the easiest of jobs to dislodge the bails. We'll see the dismissal of Takuzo Nasha Caetano. Doesn't bother looking back at his partner. I want to tell you, due to that miscommunication, you can say he sold him down the river. Rhinos, they lose their first wicket here. Going to be 20 for the loss of 1. Rhinos captain will come to the crease courtesy of that run out. Takuzo Nashikaitano dismissed for only 13 runs. And we'll see the end of his domestic T20 season. Richie back in the attack for the 4th over. Just a little bit of stats for you comparing these two teams, especially their top order. Rhinos' top order in the whole entire tournament have been able to put up 279 runs combined. I'm talking about Kaitano, Nagvi, and Karen. And so those three have put up 297, 132 from Nagvi, 81 from Karen. Kaitano, you earned 53, then the 13 that he made in this game. Then you compare that to the top order of Eagles, who have in the entire tournament of the 4 games they've played, scored 477. 255 from Marumani, 132 from Kamun Kamwe, 90 from Dion Myers. Again, Ngaraba strikes. Ben Curran falls, looking to clip it off the pads over mid-wicket. Plenty of power on it, but not enough height. An easy catch for Tony Munyonga. The 2nd wicket falls. And already, in a space of 3 deliveries, they've lost 2 wickets for no run Rhinos. It's 20 for 2.
Well, not the ideal start that Rhinos would have wanted to have, especially after opting to bat. As far as the surf is concerned, not expected to do much different in the 40 overs that will be bowled in this match and batted in this match. 20 for 2, not what Coach Adam Chifo or the captain Anton Nagvi would have wanted. But if there are 2 players that can build something, it would be the pair Anton Nagvi and Ryan Burl, both yet to face a delivery, so virtually playing as openers at the moment, so they will have to put their backs into this one.
No, definitely they will, but before we just roll over the events that have happened, it's been a brilliant passage of play for Eagles. 4 deliveries have been bowled, and in those 4 they pick up 2 wickets for no runs given up. And ran out in the previous over. The last ball of that over. 3 balls later, a wicket. Onto the pads. Richard Ngaraba just getting into his rhythm here. It was a bit expensive in his first one. And he's managed to come back. And he's come back with a lot of bite force. A quicker delivery, you'd say it rushed Karen, who thought that could just easily play it over mid-wicket. Down the surface. It'll just be 1.
Fully expectant crowd today. Waiting for things to happen, but 2 things have already happened. 2 wickets gone.
Yeah, 2 quick wickets, you'd say. Eagles. This is their home ground, Harare Sports Club. Pretty familiar with its settings and its behaviors. But these are teams that are not new to facing each other. I did mention that they faced each other about 2 seasons ago. Rhinos, they would want some silverware. They've been into 2 finals, Logan Cup and Pro 50. They're now in their 3rd for T20. Quicker delivery, shorter, more bold. End of a very, very good over from Richard Ngarawa. It's the end of a fantastic piece of bowling. 21 for 2 Rhinos. And this comes over 4 overs.
So this live stream is available across the world, and this on a YouTube channel. And Sam, the media manager for Durham were here recently, says he's put that on and is following the action all the way back in the United Kingdom.
Durham loved Zimbabwe. They enjoyed themselves out here. Good use of space. Gave himself room on the leg side. And that is Ryan Burl. And he will take Wesley on for 4 in the first delivery of the over. Good positive betting, you'd say, from Ryan Burl. Not going into a cocoon after losing 2 wickets. Quick wickets for his team. He knows that they're still in the power play. They need to utilize that. And he's given himself a chance here. Boredom looking to do the same. Wesley Matevere will have the last laugh here. Quicker delivery. Try to give himself room and bowled him. Magnificent delivery. Well. How big a wicket would this one be? 3 wickets back in the hut for Rhinos. Eagles doing some marvelous work here. Rhinos are 25 for 3.
It's a bit dream start for the Eagles. Weston Madevere sent over, covered, and now suddenly Nyasha Mayawa is at the crease, 25 for 3 after 4.2 overs. The Rhinos in a spot of bother. I asked the captain, Anton Nagvi, a couple of days ago, the fact that they'd won all their matches, hadn't had that difficult period. Might it be something that they might end up facing in the final? And this is the big question that's going to be asked. And as far as this performance is concerned, can they put up a fight here, given that this is their first real spot of bother in the tournament?
On a team that had not faltered the whole entire tournament. Really being put under the squeeze here by Eagles. Nyasha Mayavo, new man in, and also trying to play a similar shot from his predecessor. Similar to his predecessor, that's Ryan Bell. Looking to play it off the back foot. This time, off the mark. Magnificent passage of play. In a space of 5 balls, they've picked up 2 wickets. And that is Eagles. No context of the game, they have 3. And not just any 3. The big 3 that have been the backbone of Rhinos' innings in the tournament. Ben Curran back in the hut. Takuza Nashikaitano back in the hut. Ryan Burl, one of their leading run scorers, back in the dugout as well. And like you said, as long as their captain is still out there, and that is Antum Nagvi, there's plenty to play for. End of the 5th over, 27 for 3.
To say, Eagles love themselves a final, and they are the record winners of this tournament. And whatever the result today, they will keep that record because Rhinos have never won it before. 10. This is the 10th final since the Eagles was set up. And they have appeared in 9 of them. They've won 4. 3 have gone to Tuskers. Sorry, 3 have gone to Mountaineers and 2 to Tuskers. Kundai Matigumu comes in. Will be asked to bowl that again. There's an opportunity to run after a bit of a mix-up in the fielding there.
Sweetly timed by Nyasha Mayabo. And loves anything with width on it, and he pounces. That's 4.
As a player would had a couple of stints as an opener in this tournament. It's a top score of 34 not out. That was the first match when they beat the Mountaineers. His other scores are 28-28 and 28-22 and 8.
Again, with straight to cover. Well placed Wesley Madewere. That one stung his hands a bit because it was neatly timed. Quicker delivery, well bowled by Kunai Matigim. It's been a good start from Eagles, sticking to their strategies, bowling wicket to wicket, and they've been rewarded. Sometimes it's been a case of miscommunication and poor shot selection, and has brought them wickets. Just like that, that all dropped. Now I was talking about shot selection prior to that delivery. Nyasha Mayabo trying to be inventive, going for the scoop shot, nearly just gifting the opposition with the simplest of catches that's been put down. Those need to stick. Should be Wallace Mbayo, if I'm not mistaken, will put that one down. Short 45. Now goes to fine leg position. In the air. Marero dropped safely. Looking to pull that one was Mayavo. A quicker delivery from Matigim, beaten for pace, only getting a top edge, but it lands safely. The umpire will signal 1 for the over.
Experienced umpires we've got at the middle, international umpires in Aino Chabi and Langton Rusere.
Better. Goodly. Just pick up a single. Sure you'll be glad that over has found its way to its last delivery. Going to be 6 overs done. 34 for the loss of 3. Aino Chabi will signal the end of the power play. Field can be spread from here going forward. A phase of the game where Eagles come out tops After the first 6 overs, they picked up 3 big wickets for only 34 runs. Why do I say only 34? Majority of teams that we've seen in the tournament, by the end of the power play, they would want to have about 60 or 50 runs on the board there. Wallace and Bayo back in the attack. Can they pick up 2? They're quick. Again. Bowling into the surface. Just allowing it to skid on. That is what allowed Wesley Madere to pick up that wicket of Ryan Burrow, bowling it into the surface with a bit of pace on it. Skidding on, beating him for pace while he was looking to play it on the back foot. Again, worked away leg side. Just before 1. Eagles won't mind the singles, especially in this next phase of the game after the power play. Open in the face of the blade. Top ball, magnificent work by Kamunukamwe. A backward point. Shot that Nyashamaya loves to play. Rocking onto the back foot, opening the face of the blade, using the pace of the spin. This time better, using his feet to caress it through the covers. And he'll get 4 for it. A lazy attempt by Richard Ngarawa to field it. Will result in a boundary that was unnecessary.
Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. And what looked like a decent over from Wallace Mbaiwa suddenly has got 8 on it. Suppose it's the last ball of the over. And that goes into a vacant mid-on area. And at the end of that over, it's 43 for 3.
It's the final of the Zim Domestic T20. A cup that'll be having a new name being engraved into it this afternoon. Rhinos not doing themselves justice to have their name there, but they still have a fighting chance. 13 overs remaining in this encounter. They need to find a gear to get them going. Current run rate 6.1. It'll take them to 123. Maposa in the attack. Cut away. Magnificent piece of uppercut. Right over point. Mayavo. We saw him play this shot in a couple of overs before this one. Anything on width, he will gladly climb on top of it.
Tell you what, wide and short, and many a batter would say, give me some more of that, please.
Ingenuity, cheekiness, using the pace of Tinotenda Maposa to get off strike. He's trying to play it finer than that, I would say, but he'll take the single. He'll rotate the strike, allow him to re-strategize and also get a time to breathe. Again, opening the blade. Think of two. And he calls for yes. Comes back with ease. Good running. 50 comes up for Rhinos with that single. No, that couple, I beg your pardon. Coming after 7.3 overs. Tad bit slower than they would have liked. Work leg side. Just drawing the length back there a bit, Maposa. Young man who also has a bright future ahead of him as one of Zimbabwe's potential seamers. Really broke onto the scene during the Zima for T10. And he's never looked back after that. In the air, dropped. Tinashe Kamunukama makes a meal of what would have seemed like a simple catch. Might call me harsh, but that one was a simple one. The efforts of just trying to put a dive into it and make it look fancy results in a drop catch. The second drop catch that we're seeing this afternoon.
And the second drop catch of the same player. So Nyasha Mayawa perhaps has got 9 lives.
I was in the same pair being dropped twice. I thought you meant the same player dropping him twice. Again, just rolling the fingers, taking the pace off there. And this one crushing into the thumb of Nagvi. End of the over. It'll be 8 overs done. It'll be 53 for 3.
All the action is taking place here at Harare Sports Club in front of what is a sunny afternoon. Got some cloud cover, but shouldn't be too much of a bother. Some rain expected, according to the weather report, but weather forecast, I beg your pardon. That's for later, but coming in now, in the present, Faraz Akram. This man hasn't bowled much in this particular tournament. And being asked to chance his arm. At present, the Eagles will be very happy with the status of things. If you had given them 54 for 3 after 8, they'd have bitten your hand off that, wouldn't they, Havilai? Just decent over so far. Just one off it.
Good delivery. An extra bounce undoing Mayawa on that occasion. Faraz Akram. The thing that makes Faraz Akram a tricky customer is the lack of pace, but good application of line and length. A lot will be expecting the deliveries to come quicker, but he just takes the pace off, but he's got decent line and length. And becomes difficult to work on him. Only shouts of a run out. Langton was there, not interested at all. So I guess we can say a good piece of running from Nagvi. They pick up 2 valuable runs there.
Two very important runs in the context of the match.
A very good throw on that occasion from Craig Irvine. Having one stump to aim at. Oh. Looking to play the scoop shot again. Was put down earlier on by Wallace and Baiwa. Hoping for a better fortune. You can understand the reason behind the attempt. Third man is inside the 30-yard circle. Looking to go over him. Or just in between the keeper and third man. Short third. Bit of glove on that one, you'd say. The umpires are going to have a chat a bit of that one. Well, since there was nothing on it, matter was quite close, just above the stumps. End of the over. It's going to be 56 for 3 after 9 overs.
Wallace Mambayo makes his return. Went for quite a bit in the last over. Oh, another.
A terrible bounce
fielding, but
in front of Craig Irvine, nearly decapitating him. Nasty bounce coming off the edge of the table there. There's a slight slip of a practice wicket. There are foot marks there. After it was crunched, they just took a bounce off a good reflexes from Craig Irvine to get out of the way. Full toss. Maybe not pleased with himself. Feeling a bit of pain in the thumb. Remember, he had one that crushed into his thumb there. Bowled him. Giving away his wicket, Nyashamayabo. Poor short selection, poor execution of the shot. And he has to go. Unwarranted.
It was a shot that he would not want to have a look at again. Try to play a cute shot, if you want to call it. And crashes into his stumps. Nyashamayavo got 2 lives. Didn't quite get the third time lucky. And that's his third time lucky for the Eagles. The score is now 61 for 4 after 9.3 overs. And it's time for the strategic timeout. So as it stands, not the sort of start that Rhinos would have wanted. And it seems a spin is doing quite a bit of the heavy lifting. The score is now 61 for 4 after 9.3 overs in this final of the 2024-25 Zimbabwe domestic T20 between Rhinos and Eagles. 61 for 4 the score. If you look at the scorecard, Ben Curran, the first man to go out. No, it was Kuzwanashe Kaitano run out for 13. Second was Ben Curran for 7. Caught off the bowling of Richard Ngarawa. Then Wesley Madere getting the wicket of Ryan Bro, bowling him quite well. And Nyasha Mayavo, the man to vacate the premises, or at least the pitch, the middle, for 22. Off the bowling of Wallace Mbayo, who now continues. To finish off the last 3 balls of his 3rd over. And coming up on the other end, Victor Chirwa, spinner, will be hoping to do as well as Mbayo has done when the Eagles exact their reply.
If truth be told, some of the wickets that Eagles now have picked up, they really haven't done much to deserve them. They've just been gifts. Speak of Nyasha Mayavo, who just recently got out. And that was a gift. Ben Curran, a pretty difficult one because he thought that he had creamed it, just didn't have enough elevation. The miscommunication between Caetano and Ben. Also another gift. Ryan Burl trying to rock onto the back foot. That's another gift. So pretty much I can say 3 of those 4 really have been gifts. But you take them as Eagles. It doesn't matter how they come. And wicket is a wicket. It's not your place to make the team make them work for you. End of the over. That'll be 10. 63 for 4. Halfway through the Rhinos innings. And current run rate 6.30. Projected score will be 126.
Now we have the return of Wesley Madevere. Second 1 for 12 from his first spell. Very capable spinner. One from whom much is expected, as quick changes be made. That's a call there, big shout. But I know Chubby not moved at all.
Like buys given. Amachabi would have felt that one was just drifting leg side. Nakvi running out of decent partners, you would say. He hasn't put up much himself. He's faced 12 and only on 14. Big Eve, leg side. That's a clean hit. Gets 6 for it. He has been frustrated a couple of times in trying to hit the boundary, but on this occasion, times it well and finds a maximum. And moves into the 20s with that hit. Goes again. Offside this time. 1 bounce and 4. So back-to-back boundaries for Nakvi. Trying to add a little bit of impetus into the scoring of Rhinos, because they've been going for 6 and over. Projected score was around 120. Now with those 2 big hits, it moves a notch up higher. Projected score now around 140. If they can maintain this scoring rate. Wide. Because this is what it will need. Somebody who really grabs the bull by the horns, or who can grab a hold of the eagle's wings and see how much of a flight he can get off the eagles. I love this kind of a situation because it presents a challenge to the players themselves, that your team is 4 wickets down, requiring a decent total. You have ample time to prove yourself. Just about 9 overs remaining in this match. That is ample time for you to come in and show your worth. Because the other players, they've been pretty much involved in getting you to this final. Quick single taken. That's good. That should be the over. 11 overs done. Should be 78 for 4.
Kundai Matigumu comes back into the attack. Just the 1 over his bowled so far. Went for 7. Starting off that over the same way he did the first one with the wide. Be a call there from the umpire to bowl that once again. Just going at about 7 and over. They push it just a bit right now. Could end up with a score probably about 160, you'd think. Expecting a couple of big overs in T20 cricket as you go deeper into the innings. Just punches that down to deep square leg. Does Victor Chirwa to bring on the captain, Anton Nakvi, who accelerated in the previous over, the big 6 and a 4 off the bowling of Wesley Madevere. A different bowler in Kundai Matigimu in this particular match, on this particular instance. There's an appeal from Tadiwa Nashemarubani alone. The bowler didn't seem interested in that.
pulled away. Just get a feeling that Anton Nagvi is trying to hit it too hard. And the efforts of him trying to score as many as he can for the team. And then he misses out on opportunities to really capitalize on scoring opportunities. It's being a case of more force and power behind it than rather combining all three: power, timing, placement. Ooh, fortunate Victor Chira, because that one just misses the top of off stump. Just kept low a bit there. Bye signaled.
Kundai Matigima does have the ability to get one to, or sort of skid on the surface, to keep low and drawing the batter into a full shot. Anton Nagvi will be trying to find a way. So only 4 runs off this over after 15 I beg your pardon, the previous one. Doesn't give him any space. That's an overthrow, unnecessary.
That's good thinking from Victor Chira. He made the call, and even from Nagvi, who was initiated that run. Backing his wheels there to get him across. And then Chira noticing how deep Kamunkamwa is coming from. And he calls for the second.
Very good way to end off the over. And after 12 overs, it's 84 for 4. There's a bit of verification. Yes, that brings an end to that over. So say 12 after 12 overs. It's 84 for 4. Tinotenda Maposa comes back into the attack. Conceded 10 runs off the first over. Just straight off the bat there. Just the one to come off that delivery. Anton Nagvi comes to the attack. Maybe wanted a little bit more from the previous over. 6 runs is all they got. Looks as if Captain Tinashe Kamunkamwa has decided to go with pace for a bit after a long spell of with success, I will say, of spin. Oh, dropped it.
What a valiant effort from Kamunukama. He went Superman on that one. Kind of reminds you of the efforts of Glenn Phillips, but just not able to stick on that occasion. If you are to come to the Zimbabwe national level, Wesley Madevere style in that place that he loves so much there. Good effort from Kamunukama.
I'll tell you what, beyond that, if that had gone past him, was going all the way to the boundary for 4. So he'll say I also saved a boundary. It's a bit of a crowd coming in now to check out the action here at Harare Sports Club. If you're close by, in for a riveting final. Perhaps not quite the high scorings we expected. And as I say that, Anton Nakvi says, hold a minute.
It's a magnificent stroke. Searching for boundaries. Trying to amp up things is Anton Nakvi. Really has a lot of weight on his shoulders to carry, because a lot will be expected of him. But it's something that he's done throughout the entirety of the season in all formats, to be the standing out figure. Much better delivery. Still in a place of discomfort is Nakvi, especially in that thumb. Every time the impact of the ball on the bat, it rivets through the body. And he always feels a bit of bother in it. But he's wincing through the pain.
A case of no pain, no gain.
Well played. Fine leg. Clean up. Chira just doing his efforts to bring Nakvi on strike now and again. End of the over. It'll be 13 overs done. It'll be 93 for 4. Faraz Akram coming from the golf course end this time. It'll be second over. Rolling the figures on that occasion. But a quick single taken. The throw is off. You think of 2. Sent back quickly was Victor Chiro by Nakvi.
Faraz Akram had a pretty good first over that he bowled. Just 3 off it. And they'll be asking for more of the same. And a shy at the stumps.
Fortune favors the brave, they say. And risk a single. A case of probabilities of how many times can Chiro hit the stumps from there. This time favors Chiro on that occasion.
Oh, the vacant slip area. And Victor Chirwa gets that one to go to the boundary. Score moves to 99 for 4.
Chira opening his boundary account with a fortuitous edge. There's no way there would be a slip in there, considering where the game is, because everybody will be spread evenly. Slow delivery again, drifting away from the keeper. They think of 2. Well, they will just keep it to 1. And that single brings up the 100 for Rhinos. Shot. Brilliantly struck by Nagvi. He creams that one for 4. A welcome boundary. Move him into the latter 30s. Strike rate of 162, that's Nagvi. 4 fours and 1 maximum. So now with the 100 up, how many more can they get? They've just about 6.1 overs remaining. They can get 60 runs more in this remaining 6, you would say, 10 and over. They'll get there to just about 164 or 165. Lines it up, and there should be protection in the deep. It'll be a single to end the over. It'll be 105 for 4 after 14.
Coming in is Richard Ngarawa. No, actually, yes it is. Did look like, just looking at the height from a distance.
Anticipating that one. Shorter delivery. Just rolling his finger or his hands or wrist on that one. Nagvi trying to pull it down. You can see with the practice shot. Current run rate will take them to 150. But I just love Rhinos just to push a little bit more and get around to 165 there. 170 would be good. It would be a defendable score, I would say. Aerial, but will fall safe. The reasons why I say that it will be defendable, because they have a bowling lineup that has been magnificent in this tournament. Brad Evans in their ranks, 13 wickets to his name there. Heinrich Macheke, 8 wickets to his name. Mike Chinoya, 7 wickets to his name. So definitely you have a bowling lineup that has the ability to defend that. Ryan Bell, you add him there, he can come in with a few. So around 170 should be a defendable total for Rhinos.
So important to note that it looks as if Rhinos went with an extra spinner today. So looking at the surface and some excitement behind the stumps. I know Chubby not moved. So they've gone with an extra spinner, and looking at this surface today, it looks as if the spinners are being quite effective. Notwithstanding, like you said earlier, if you look at the wickets that fell, the majority of them wickets that could have been prevented. So 170 could still be interesting. I mean, I know that before it was almost like you need to be close to 200, as close to 200 as possible.
Oh, that's got to hurt. That will hurt, but he steals a single. That's good cricket from Naqvi. Braving the pain and looking for a single. He'll call for the physio. But I tell you what, that's a passionate cricketer you see out there. Try to pull that one, and he played it onto his knee and went onto the inside of the knee. But when he saw the missed throw, decided to brave the pain and take the run, because valuable runs will they be. That's the currency of the day, runs.
Yeah, it's definitely brave from there, but this one will be a worry for the Rhinos, because Anton Naqvi, we're talking about the spinners there, they've gone with a heavy spin lineup, which they can call 4 different players, including himself. And he has been a player who's been very economical for them in this particular match. But brave as he is, shakes that off. A brief check. The captain is at it again. Captain is at it again. So almost as if he's wheeling his side to as high a score as possible. See if he has kept lying on the ground after that that knock to his own knee, nobody would have been mad at him, really. Had the presence of mind to Kenya and runs effectively and even ready to go for a second one.
This is good cricket from Rhinos Pay. They're taking every run that they can get. This will be the end of the over. It'll be 109 for the loss of 4. And that should be after 15 overs. So 5 remaining overs from this one. 109 for 4.
Matigimu, just 12 runs off his 2 overs, so it's done well for his side so far.
Lovely. Lovely shots from Victor Chirwa. Growing in confidence, the young man dances down the wicket to play that one over cover and finds a very valuable boundary.
Quick adjustment to the field. So long one is brought into a mid-on position. He's going to be asked to bowl that again. And it appears as if Tadiwa Nashe Marumani is at the woes himself.
He's going down. Took a nasty blow on that one. And trying to save the boundary. There's really no one behind him. We'll wait for the physio to tell us what's wrong with him.
Tadiwa is sitting up now, so that'll be good news. And he waves the physio away. A poor physio. Getting some exercise in.
Physio took his time to get there. So by the time he gets there,
the pain is gone.
Pain is gone.
It's good to see Antam Nakvi walking up there to check on Tadiwa Nashe Marumani, sportsmanship you want to see. That's a big hit from Antam Nakvi, and it's gone all the way for a 6. By 6.
It's a lovely shot, you'd say, from Nakvi. Takes him to 48 of 30. The second maximum of the game. Brings up the 120 for Rhinos. At one point in time, this was their projected score. They've just added a few revs to their scoring. Now sitting in 158 as the possible score that they can get. Looking to go again. He's pushing for 2. Slip. Can he come back? Keep his hand. Right direct throw. That was a good throw in the end from Dion Myers. Well, this will just be a case of one that really needed a review, because on the naked eye, that was a magnificent throw, but brings up the 50 for Nakvi. And we get to a half century of 31 deliveries, strike rate of 161, striking 4 fours and 2 6s.
Wonder from Antam Nakvi. He's second half century in as many matches, and his second in his T20 career. So he's taken a liking to this format.
Going for the big one, doesn't time it. Taken by Richard Ngarawa. Matigimu gets the last laugh. Picks up a wicket, his first one in the encounter. And he gets a big one. The captain for Rhinos, Nakvi, has to go. It'll be just 50 and out. Rhinos lose wicket number 5. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tashingam Sekiwa, big hitter himself, comes in after the departure of captain Antam Nakvi for 50 of 32 balls, including 4 fours and 2 6s. And not quite going to wax lyrical like Eli did. Might call it copyright infringement, perhaps, if I went for what you did just before the break. Change over.
Well, that's the score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Takes one to see it.
Oh! Martinian, we're going for the short one. Good afternoon, Msekiwa from Matigemu. Just catching the toe end of the bat there as he was ducking.
Kundai Matigemu stormed into this format, taking 3 for 21 in his first match. Former under-19 player for Zimbabwe was out of the country for a bit. Oh, he's going to have to reload it again. There's going to be any criticism of Matigemu. He does tend to stray quite a bit. Does give a few overs, extras away, specifically as wise. Still got time to work on those inefficiencies, but certainly has got enough raw materials to make him a really decent player. And, that's just
good shot from Chira. Doesn't try to hit it too hard, but just working it in between the two fielders in the deep. End of the over. 16 overs done. It will be 127 for 5.
Another change from the City end as Tino Tenda Maposa comes back into the attack. Yeah, Eagles rotating their bowlers quite frequently, not letting the bowlers settle. That's gone.
Well, this is what you get from Tashigam Sekiwa. A magnificent strike through the leg side. Tip mid wicket, not able to keep that one in. And that'll open his boundary account. This is the kind of situation that Msekiwa loves coming into. Many will remember him in the T20s versus Ireland and a good knock that he had. Strong. I won't be given as wide because he walked across the stumps just before the ball was delivered. So with that, the line moves with the batter. Some of those things you learn when you take on these umpiring courses around. Just kind of gives you a little bit more information about the rules of the game.
Any chance
Pulls it away.
Any chance we'll see you in the middle?
Never. Pushing for 2, and they come back comfortably. A bit of a fumble by Maposa, failing to locate the ball.
It's umpiring, not your call. Not your calling?
No, not even. Oh, that's Tony Munyonga actually. Maposa's the one who's bowling. Stand there for hours, man. Big shot. Lots of elevation. Does it have the distance? Oh! No, it doesn't. But it's dropped by Wallace Mbaiwa. That's a difficult one to get because it went high up in the air and it's a white ball. It will disappear into the clouds because the backdrop will be just as white and it will come down quickly on you. There will be lots of grunts, oohs and ahs around the stadium. It's easy when you're on the outside, but I tell you what, when you're in there, I get a feel for Wallace Mbaiwa. His second drop catch in the game. Wallace will trot off the field of play. Seems to have caught one right on his lip on that occasion. And he's not okay. And he'll be taken off the field. This time, plenty of air. Too short and punished. I told you, Msekiwa loves these kind of situations. And pulls it away with ease and gets a maximum.
Tell you what, with the previous delivery having been dropped, that just rubs salt into the wound for Tino Maposa, who had been said himself that he had got it. If that had been caught the fourth ball, he would have been just gone for 6, but he's now conceded 8 runs since.
Through the covers. You get a 1. 141. 142, I beg your pardon, after 17. At the loss of 5 wickets.
Tell you what, this is the acceleration that the Rhinos would have wanted. And as long as you've got Tashinga Msekiwa in the middle, if he bats another 2 overs even, not even getting towards the end, and with that sort of hitting and that capability, 180 could be on here.
It's 3 overs remaining. Can they get
3 6s, 2 4s?
I wish it was that easy. Mategemu in his last one. Uppercut. And will be kept in by Wesley Madevere. Also in a bit of spot of bother. Just holding his hamstring. I'm sure he should be fine, Madevere. Msekiwa gets a couple of that first delivery. Fielding positions being changed. Yeah, for us indicating that Madevere pulls his hamstring there. Leg side. In between the 2 fielders, can they get 2? And they're pushing. And they come back comfortably. A couple of Rhinos fans, just by Centurion there, urging them to run for 2. Pulled away. Watch out. A flat 6. Msekiwa is motoring. He's found the zone. Already on 26 just from 10 deliveries. 2 maximums and 1 4. Strike rate of 260. The 150 comes up for Rhinos.
It's just 28 more runs from 15. That 180 could be up.
They need to push. How many more can they get? Especially this man. Comes down the track, strikes it in the stands. Yes, it is. Back-to-back maximums from Msekiwa. A brilliant exhibition of range hitting from the young man. For me, he is the ultimate finisher on the domestic circuit. He showed it a few months back playing for the Zimbabwe under-25s at the All Africa Games. Looks for the single. He'll get off strike because after this delivery there's just 1 remaining. And this one. So rotating the strike so that he can be able to be facing at the beginning of the next over. That's good cricket. It's not only about blasting all of them away, but you think about what's going to happen in the next over. Already, it's been a good one.
Very interesting.
17 runs off this over.
Very interesting conversation downstairs. It looks as if, from what the captain said, almost wants to invite him to take the single so that Chirwa faces on the other, takes the run.
It's not a bad tactic. Goes straight up. Does he get one? I think he can get two, which will be even better. And that will be the over. 2 bonus wins. 19 runs off that over. 161 for the loss of 5 after 18. This is what I was talking about. Projected score now just 179. I said if they can push just to get to 165 plus would be better. And now 180 seems to be on the cards. That will definitely be a defendable score, because with the quality of bowlers that Rhinos has, they're giving themselves a fair chance. It's just about getting 20 more runs in the 2 overs that are remaining. 10 in each over will get them to 181. Is that possible? Yes, it is. Msekiwa is on strike at the start of the over. What will be crucial is if he can get a boundary of the first delivery of the over, puts pressure on the bowling side. Taken. A magnificent catch by Craig Irvine. Didn't make a meal of it, but a good exhibition of about to take a catch that is coming straight at you. As much as it was dying on him, great extension of the arms, getting the fingers underneath it. It sticks. But that effort of Msekiwa, how vital and crucial will it be? He has played a big role to giving his team something to defend. Msekiwa departs for a well-made 33 of 13 deliveries, 1-4-3 maximums at a strike rate of 253. He departs his team 161 for 6.
So really engaging day of cricket here. As Brad Evans makes his way to the middle. Player known a lot more for his bowling than his batting. But he'll have to do some work here. So short one. Something from the fast bowlers union, perhaps. He'll be facing Richard Ngarawa. Just took his second wicket, going at incredibly economical figures. 2 for 11 so far and 3.2, which means he's going at 3.30.
Right, Brad Evans comes to the crease. Dancing down the wicket. And they steal a bye there. Bit of a chatter between the two. And they're going to try and run as hard as they can. Projected score was now at 178, but after the fall of Msekiwa's wicket, just drops down to 175. But I get the feeling that Chira's been there for quite a while. His strike rate 129, 22 of 17. He's got 2 boundaries to his name. A few or just a couple of blows from him would definitely be valuable. Marks it away leg side. They're going to push here. 2. They stick to 1.
Just 2 balls of Richard Ngarava's final over. See, 1 to continue with the consistency of his previous. Oh, he's going to be asked to bowl that again. Very competitive player as Richard Ngarava. Sort of situation where the Rhinos looking to push on just a little bit. Brad Evans faced 2 balls, yet to score.
Oh, good delivery. Beaten for pace was Brad Evans. Looking to pull it away. He's even trying to check with the umpire if it was not a no ball. Brighton research shows him that it was chest high, so well below his neck area. Good bowling by Richard Ngarava. Hasn't given away much in this over. Just 1 run off the bat, an extra and a bye. And also has a wicket in it.
The big wicket it was.
Yeah, the wicket of Tashingam Sekiwa. Again, coming down the track. He's pushing for 2. And he's going to come back. And will he make it in time? Yes, he does. Good running. Good running from the pair. Pushing as much as they can. 19 overs done. It'll be 166 for 6.
So it'll be on to Tenda Maposa to bowl the final over, and if they can get those, it's going at 11.33.
Scooped away. And they come off the bat. Yes, it did. And that's 4. Good start to the last over.
Cheekishly, Tenda Maposa asks. The umpire says, no, that was batting there, mate.
170 comes up for Rhinos. They will breathe a sign of relief. Now it'll just be a matter of how many more can they get. If they can get 10 from this over, they'll be happy to get them to around 180. Definitely I'll say that we have a game on here. A lot of players coming inside the circle. Just get a feeling that Kamunkango might just be underestimating the efforts of Chirwa here. Boredom. Walking too far across the stumps. A slower delivery. And it knocks his off stump from behind him. Maposa is rewarded with the wicket. Chirwa, a decent knock with the bat here. He has to go. Rhinos lose wicket number 7. It'll be 170 for the loss of 7. Chera gone for 27 off 20. 3 boundaries to his name.
Brandon Mavuta comes to the crease, hoping to add runs to this total. And just punches that down, runs through for a single. Small score moves to 171. It's been interesting trivia. The last time these two teams met in the final, Eagles made 173 for 8 from their 20 overs. So it's sort of that region that the Eagles will be asked to chase. The Rhinos are bowled out for 111. That was the 2022-23 final.
Good take by Marumani.
Right. Good take.
Really had to dive to his left to stop that one, which is his stronger side. Credit to him. Still a wide given. He has to bowl that one again. Good ball. Just be a single. Maposa really doing well in this last over. Keeping a tight lead on things. That'll be wide again. Maposa just losing his footing and it strays down the leg side. From T20 standard, it's a decent over that he has bowled so far. 8 runs given away so far. Pulled away and taken. Maposa picks up wicket number 3 for himself. A good catch by Craig Irvine. He's showing the likes of Wallace and Bayo how it's done.
Yes, the big man still got it. Still enthusiastic as if he's playing his first match. Rarely drops anything.
Rhinos on his wicket number 8. It'll be 174 for the loss of 8. And just one more delivery to go to round up 20 unloaded overs, Rhinos.
The player coming in is Hendricks Macheke. Made his debut in this particular tournament on the T20 format for the Eagles, and in any format really. And beautifully bowled by Tino Maposa to end that.
Well, things will end up with a wicket. Brad Evans will be run out. And it'll be 174 for 9. And that's where they will finish off. Then is Rhinos. Will it be enough? I just get a feeling that maybe they'll be just short of about 10 or so runs more that they could have gotten. But a decent total that they've been able to get of 174. And they've done well, considering that they lost 3 wickets quite early on in the first 2 overs. Let's have a look at their betting card. That's Rhinos, how they got here. Ben Curran went for 7. Takuzunashi Kaitano, 13. Ryan Burl didn't do much, went for 5. Nyasha Mayavo, a decent knock of 22 of 22. Victor Chira, very vital, 27 of 20. Tashingam Sekiwa, a blistering 33 of 13. But most importantly will be the half century from the captain, Antik Nagvi, 50 from 32, striking 4 fours and 2 sixes. Was able to help his side to get to 174 for 9 in 20.
The contributions all round from the bowling department. The pick of the bowlers, Richard Ngarava, 2 for 15 from his 4, 2 for 42 from Tunamaposa from his 4 as well. 1 for 24 was Wallace Mbaiwa, 1 for 49, Kundaya Matigimo, and Wesley Madevere, 1 for 26. We'll take a break right now. When we come back, it's going to be the Eagles chase. Who will be crowned the champions? Is it the Rhinos, having made 174 for 9, or is it the Eagles, having taken 9 wickets?
We welcome you back to the final of the Zimbabwe domestic T20 competition. Final between Eagles and Rhinos. Rhinos putting up 174 for 1920. Now on the chase will be on for Eagles. Antum Nagvi, the captain, valiant effort that he made. 50 from 32. He'll open the bowling from the Gulf Coast end for Rhinos. And opening batting for Eagles will be Tinashe Kamlukamwe, the captain. So skipper to get us underway here. Marmani, the partner from the non-strikers end. Runs on the board for Kamlukamwe. And Eagles are underway. My name is Tawanda Eli with Larry Quirai, bringing live commentary to the stream of this final of the Zimbabwe domestic T20. A good battle it has been so far. Eagles had a brilliant start, but Rhinos able to claw themselves back into contention. Marmani on strike, leading scorer in the tournament. Brilliant strike rate he has. Looking to pull it away, cut it away rather. Really always known for his blistering start. Powers it, well placed, beats the man at cover. And that'll be the first boundary. And what a way to get off the mark for Marmani. Gets off the mark with 4. He spoke about the number of runs that the top order for Eagles has been able to put up in this tournament. And cut away just for a single. The top 3 for Eagles have been able to put up 477 together. Just the top 3 have done the majority of scoring. Worked away. Good shot for Kamlukamwe. Across the stumps. And plays it to his leg side. One of his favorite scoring zones. Already, it's a good over for them. 2 boundaries in it. They're pushing. So they'll start off the first 6 delivery. They get 11 runs off the first over. So the efforts to start with spin not really paying dividends for Rhinos. It cost them 11 runs. A good start for Eagles. Nagvi will turn to one of his most preferred bowlers, Mike Chinoya, seasoned campaigner. Picked up his first 5 at Takashinga a couple of days ago. First 5 in T20 in his T20 career. You were there, Larry.
It's fun to watch.
Right, it's got deep square. As the boundary rider and third man. Stump to stump. Where did that come off? That will be signaled as leg buys. 4 of them. They will take them either way.
Tell you what, good stats that you pulled out concerning the top order. But I think the thing that'll be just that little bit different for the Eagles is that in that match against the Rhinos, their lower order was tested. So you had runs from Kundai Matigimwe and so forth. So they knew what they would be able to do on the lower end. You estimated that perhaps the Rhinos were about 10 runs short or so. Remains to be seen if that is the case. A swing and a miss from Tinashe Kamwe.
Good delivery from Mark Chinoya, just pushing it outside off stump. Knows Kamunukong and loves to go for a booming drive. And a lot will be asked of the Rhinos bowling attack. Chinoya is there amongst the leading wicket takers in this tournament. Brad Evans also is the pick of them. Chinoya number 5. Back of a length, good delivery. Good bounce. He'll need to pull in each and every ounce of experience that he has. All the variations need to come out. This is the final. Put up a fight like what your betters did. Pulled away. Just falling short off. Brendan Mafuta there in the deep. Really died on him on that occasion. A lot of people shouted catch it. Wasn't able to fully grasp it. Should say, now will definitely go down as a missed opportunity. Could have taken a few steps towards it. But just opted to let it come to him. I have a feeling that if Rhinos really want to make a play at this, or short of the title, if they can get these 2 wickets out, they could have Eagles on the back foot. Slow delivery and well played. Well fielded too. Top ball.
Interesting to see that they've got Brad Evans. And probably anticipating that reverse sweep, that in terms of his fielding position, anticipating that reverse sweep that Tiwanashe Marumane likes to play. Not sure he'll do it off that.
A shot of authority and power. That one flat batted all the way for 6. And Ryan Burl watches it sail over his head to end the over. And it'll be 22 for no loss after 2.
I'll tell you what, that looked like he hit it as hard as he normally flashes out at it. It's just perfect timing. Just use the momentum of the ball and that sails over. And an over in which at the end it would have been looked great at 5, gone in that 5 runs off that over. Suddenly they've conceded 11, equaling the number of runs that they took off Antam Nakvi, and they've gone to their main bowler straight away. Brad Evans, top wicket taker at this tournament so far.
Good striking from Marumani. Time that one. Brad Evans into the attack. Pace off. Nearly clipping the top of off stump there. Winding upwards, Kamunukang went to play leg side. I'll have a bit of a chatter. Looking at where it bounced. I think it was an issue of pace off from Evans. And the ability to just roll his fingers, taking the pace off. Stump to stump. Spiel of LBW. Might have just been going leg side. Kamunukang struck where it hurts the most. You just shake it off. But I love the shape of Brad Evans. The line that he's looking to attack. Really bowling close to the stumps. If you have a look at him when he's coming in just around the way the umpire is standing, He's a few inches away from the stumps to zone in that line, stump to stump. There we go. Tightening things up. Little room to allow Kamwe to fully extend his arms. Very interesting to see what line he'll bowl when he's now bowling to Marumani, as he's choosing now to come around the stumps.
It's going to be important, I guess, these two batters to show the respect to Brad Evans. It's been difficult to hit to this tournament, but still need those runs. It's a final, and they dropped it.
Leading edge and put down. That's a big wicket, a big moment in the game. It could be a turning point. Marumani trying to work it leg side, finds a leading edge to point, who was not expecting it. And just like Wallace and Baiwa, he takes a hit in the face. How crucial a moment will this be in the entirety of the match?
Brad Evans thought he had gotten his 14th wicket of the tournament, but given a reprieve there is Tadewanashe Marumani. Beaten all ends up. The fielder got injured just a bit. The ball hit his face. All sorts of things happening in that particular sequence of events.
A good line that Brad Evans is using to attack the stumps, because that was really that stump line, wicket to wicket. Big shout and given. I told you, he's attacking the stumps. An emphatic celebration. He picks up the big wicket of Marumani. Brad Evans knows the value of that wicket. The leading run scorer in the tournament will only see himself calling it a day in the tournament, having put up 11 runs. It's been a brilliant over from Brad Evans and is duly rewarded. One was dropped earlier on, and he comes back and he does the job himself. Marumani departs for 11. Eagles lose their first. It's 23 for 1.
Very important wicket for the Rhinos. And a final wickets slow down the run rate. Coming in is Wesley Madevere, coming in at number 3. Previous match heaved one over for 4 and was out the next ball, but right now was seemed to be struggling with a hamstring a little bit earlier. How much will that affect his batting, and as a person who likes to run in between the wickets? So much happening.
A brilliant start by Brad Evans, picking up wicket number 14 in the 5 games that he has played. Wesley Madevere yet to make a real impact in this tournament. Now comes in quite early in 2.5 overs. Rhinos spoke about how important their bowling lineup would be. Good line, good finish to the over. A very, very good over. In one way, there wasn't many runs given away, just one of it, but a big wicket was taken. The wicket of Marumani. 3 overs done, it's 23 for 1. this is what I was talking about. If Rhinos are able to pick up the wicket of Marumani, and if they can target Kamwe, everybody else that comes in for Eagles has had a pretty par or average tournament. It will be a good place or a good position for them to be in, because everybody would now really need to pull up for Eagles. Victor Chira into the attack, coming from the city end. It's good to see him being able to bowl again. Oh, magnificent stop from Sekiwa in that cover point region. Well, I say it's good to see Chira okay to bowl. He's the one who dropped that catch of Marumani earlier on. It struck him in the face in the previous over, being bowled by Brad Evans. And powers it down to long off just for one. Does Wesley Madevere. He has a vital role to play. We all know the potential that he has. But the issue is always converting potential into actual stats or notable performance. Kamwe. He's done well in the season. He's among the leading run scorers in the tournament. Timed it well. Taken this time. It sticks. Brendan Mavuta takes a magnificent running catch. One went down earlier on, but this time he was well placed and sticks. And Victor Chira picks up another important wicket. He sees the back of Kamwe. Eagles in trouble. They lose their second wicket. In a space of 7 deliveries, Eagles have lost 2 wickets for 2 runs. Really, not just any wicket, but big wickets. Kamwe sees also the end of his tournament without having done much. He goes for 9 or 14. Dean Myers comes to the crease, the third leading run scorer for Eagles in this tournament. And this is what I was talking about, Larry. Pick up wickets at vital moments and big wickets early on. Marumani gone. Kamwe gone. It really leaves this game open to be anyone's game, because you've taken out the wow factors of Eagles in this whole entire tournament. Oh, very crucial moment. Deon Myers almost running himself out. That was a close call. The throw from Sekiwa just a tad bit too high for Muyavo to really effect the run out. But that was a close call. Lanseri had a good eye on it because he was at the square leg position there. So he's not out. A very eventful over comes to an end. It's 4 overs done, 25 for 2. Good stop. Oh, that was a close one. Again, a little bit of miscommunication between the two. Fortunate enough, the throw from Evans was slightly off.
So looking at the comparison between the two sides, just 21 for 2. After 4 overs were the Rhinos able to rebuild from there. 25 for 2 are the Eagles, but it's a completely different kettle of fish if you're chasing, because you know the scoreboard pressure that comes from a final pushed into a deep mid-wicket area and is able to run for 2.
An even game, I would say, because Rhinos were at the same position. Maybe just 1 wicket more that they had lost. Eagles are 26, 28 for the loss of 2. Rhinos were 27 for the loss of 3. Tightening the screws. 2 new batters at the crease. Scoreboard pressure will do its job, and as well just the atmosphere in the field. Rhinos are very noisy at this particular juncture because they feel that they're on top of the situation.
Beautifully delivered. And facing that is a man who was coming off his first half century in domestic cricket, Dion Myers, but all ends up. He's going to go up. He's going up against the best bowler of this tournament so far, in Brad Evans. Just conceded the 4 runs in his 10 balls.
Slower delivery. Tucked away in the gap, but it'll only just be for 1. Not looking to risk a 2 here because there's been some shoddy running early on from Dion Myers. It's kind of something that's with Dion. Run-outs. Even at international level, there's been a couple of occasions where he's been involved in some. Too close to cut. Magnificent way to end the over. 5 overs done, 29 for 2.
So much going neck and neck. This 5 overs, the Rhinos were 27 for 3. Then there was that rebuild that took place for just a bit, and then had to go towards the end, especially off the willow of the captain Anton Nakvi as well as Tashingam Sekiwa, and that 33 from 13 could end up being a big difference in the score. It's always easy to set a score of 174 or set a score 175, but chasing 1 down needs a different set of skills.
Mark Chinoya back in the attack. Last 5 deliveries of the power play. Just wonder, is that something that is at the back of the mind of Dion Myers and Wesley Madere? Oh, they would just look to negotiate, try to slow down the tempo a bit here. Big strike through mid-wicket. That's a good shot for 4. That's a welcome boundary. Nothing really wrong with that delivery, but it was a well-played shot. He picked the gap beautifully.
Well, beautifully done. 2 players in Wesley Madere and Dion Myers who played together at the 2020 2019 under 19 World Cup. Part of a generation of young players who have shown a lot of promise. A couple of players from that under 19 World Cup Some starts and stops.
Pulled away again. Brendan Mavuta, some work for him to do in the deep. And they come back for 2. Good running from Wesley Madevere. Running to the danger end.
No struggles with that hamstring.
Adrenaline does something to you. You only feel the effects after the game.
I just want to be a little bit a bit more careful with the big winter season coming. But this is a final.
I'm looking to come down the track on that occasion. He's fortunate enough, falls a couple of meters away from Brendan Mavuta. Good friends they are, Mavuta and Madevere.
Not friends today.
Definitely.
Acquaintances.
There's a huge check and silverware on the line here. Very good slow ball bouncer. Catches Dion Mars just on the cheek there too. Well, call for the physio, I think, just to have a look at him, because he didn't strike him on the helmet, strike him on the neck there, or on the jaw.
Didn't seem to know where it was for a bit. Talking of friends, in your time at Harare Sports Club and where you played first, did you ever have serious, like really good friends on the other team? And then what was the feeling like when you were playing against them? And
Yeah,
did you ever go with each other sometimes?
Not really. There's always a respect for each other. The man that's bowling at the moment, Mark Chinoya, plays for Quaker Sports Club. I used to play for Guerrero Sports Club. We were good friends. Got to face him a few times. But there's really never that rivalry that's there, but you understand that, yes, it's a competition, and he's only doing what he knows best, and he's trying to get you out. And when I was bowling, you'll know that I'm also just doing what I'm being called to do. So really there was never a heated moment when you have good friendship. It's after the game when you now sit and talk about it and say, hey man, that was a good delivery. And yeah, that's how I believe it went down. And then when I played for Harare Sports Club, didn't really make friends with anyone from Takashinga when I played.
37 for 2. One more ball in this over.
It's good to see Dion Mars able to continue. Oh, in the air. Aerial for a moment there. Just pushing too hard at that one, Dion Mars. End of the over. And it'll be 37 for 2. And this is just after 6 overs.
And Ryan Bell comes into the attack. A respectful punch down too long off from Westy Madevere brings Dion Mize into the attack. 4 spinners have been deployed in to this team, this Rhinos team. I'm going to show the spinners were quite effective. And, spilled there by the captain, Antem Nakvi, allows a quick run.
Change of tactic. Brad even pace was coming on. Did well. Picked up a wicket. Mark Chinoy has been decent from the other end. Oh, reverse sweep. Fortunate enough, it's behind Heinrichs Macheke there. He was looking to play it just behind shot third, but it goes behind shot 45 there.
Not very
Inventing a shot, you would say?
I don't know if he's invented that. I don't know if you asked him to do it again, if he could. Very strong start to his international career, did Wesley Madevere. His first year had scored about 4 or 5 half centuries and expected to go further with that. Held off just a bit, but
ooh, fortunate. Good ball and a good way to end the over. Just too good for the slumps there. Ryan Bell, 7 overs done. It's 45 for 2. Victor Chira back in the attack. So spin working in tandem from both ends. Kind of get the plan here from Rhinos. They don't mind giving away singles. Edged. And it'll be a chase from Mark Chinoya. Does it get there? And yes, it does. Saves 2 there. Well, that was a good piece of fielding from Mark Chinoya. A genuine edge from Wesley Madere, trying to play that through the offside. This time gives himself room leg side. But the run is called off.
Tell you what, Eagles have to get going here. Currently going at 6.4, required run rate 10.16. As you get past the 10th over, if you're still low like that, the required run rate accelerates quite aggressively.
Yeah, this is exactly where Rhinos would want Eagles to be. You're struggling to find boundaries. You're accumulating dot balls, going at an average rate of just around 6. They won't mind those. They'll give you plenty of those because they know the scoreboard will do its thing when you look at it, or they tell you the required run rate. It will just work on your mind. Reverse it in the air. That's not where you wanted to play it. Leading edge from Madere. They'll see the end of the over. And it'll be 51 for 2.
The 124 from 72 balls as Ryan Burl, I beg your pardon, comes back into the attack. He's got 1 for 8.
Big shots. Does it have enough distance? No, it doesn't. Wesley Madevere succumbs to the scoreboard pressure. The boundary, the lack of them, trying to look for one. He was hoping to go straight. But anyway, he doesn't get there. And again, a man that takes the catch, Brendan Mavuta, does well in the deep.
Yes, Brandon Mavuta catching his mate, as you said. Very good friend of his, Wesley Badevere, is gone. So the score is now 51 for 3 after 8.1. Eagles in a spot of bother. Maybe a little more than that. Still a lot of batters in the share, but as I said earlier before, it's a lot easier to chase. Sorry, it's a lot easier to rebuild while you're setting than when you're chasing. The scoreboard pressure gets to you. At the end of the last over, it was 53 for 3. So not much in between the two of them. It's a question of whether they've got those characters that can accelerate the same way that Antam Nakvi and Tashingam Sekiwa did.
Vital blow from Ryan Bell. Picks up wicket number 6 for himself in the tournament. Craig Irvine, new man in and straight off the mark.
Craig Irvin's going to be key. Tends to chase. His side tend to chase well when he's at the crease. Especially when he's got a younger player on the other side learning from him. Dion Myers, highly regarded within this team, playing his first season with Eagles, previously with Mountaineers.
Again, another single. Good recovery from Sekiwa. That will mark the end of the over. 5 singles from it, but importantly, a wicket at the start of it. 9 overs done, 56 for 3.
It's the final of the 2024-25 Zimbabwe domestic T20 competition. Lots of cricket coming up in December. A few days from now, we've got the Ireland under-19 against the Zimbabwe under-19 as preparations for the World Cup next year. Kick up another gear for Zimbabwe, hosting that along with Namibia. Santam Nakvi makes his way back into the attack. Went for quite a bit in this first over, so conceded 11 runs. Comes back when his team is in a better position. Much better position. At the end, teams neck and neck in terms of the number of runs. But again, as we keep repeating, chasing is a lot more difficult. Craig Irvin facing. Huge level of experience. It's going to need to be called upon here.
Trying to push for 2. Just a single. Neck and neck they are at the moment. That's Eagles and Rhinos. But what will be key will be the overs where Rhinos were able to accelerate. Will they be able to do the same that is Eagles? Down the track, doesn't really catch it from the middle of the bat. Good diving effort by Ryan Burl there. Definitely saves 2. Oh, good throw as well. On top of the stumps, ricochets. Good reflex from Heinrich Smacheke. Bowlham, Nutvey moves the bails for Dion Myers. We spoke about it being neck and neck, and yes it is. A key blow at a vital time. It'll be 61 for 4 for Eagles as they lose Dion Myers. In a very crucial stage where they're still trying to rebuild their innings. Dion Myers goes for 15 from 19. Eagles struggling here, 61 for 4 after 9.5. And they will take the strategic timeout to have a few fluids, and we'll be back shortly. One more delivery to go. Nakvi has to bowl that one. It's credited with the wicket of Dion Myers. And to put Eagles in a spot of bother of 61 for 4. And Tony Munyonga gets off the mark as the new man that has just come in. 10 overs, it'll be 62 for 4.
Bell continues, and why wouldn't he?
Slow delivery. Lots of work now lined up for Eagles. Cut away through the covers just for one.
Been needing quite a bit from Tony Munyonga. The only 2 matches in which he's batted is scored 1 and 12. A player with a lot more capability than that. So they'll be expecting him to do a lot more. He's got 3 half centuries in his career. If he can get one of those in quick time, we'll give his side a chance.
Well, they had 10 overs remaining in this game, or just around about there. I think it's about also looking at who else is to come. For me, this pair needs to do much of the horsework to get to 175. Oh, just a fuller delivery, clipping it off the pads for a single. So that's what it comes down to. Mathematics of who else is to come for Eagles. How much can this pair push without taking really much of a risk, because they still need to look for boundaries. Maybe 1 or 2 in the over, because 12 is the required run rate. 6 is the current run rate. So singles won't help. They need to find ways of getting boundaries. End of the over, it'll be 11 with 66 for 4.
And this was around the period that Anton Nakvi started having a go. This, the 11th over.
Rhinos in this tournament. Tall fella. His big strides. Come back for 2. It's well done. So they have to push the singles to 2s.
And get the odd boundary. They
Get
need
the odd
2
boundary.
boundaries. But you think about 2?
Convert dot balls into singles. Like that. And looking for a boundary. Craig Irvine just using the pace of that one, getting inside the line of it to work it just in between short fly leg and the keeper for 4.
Nyasha Mayava calls Hendricks Macheke, just have a word with him.
This is what we saw yesterday with Craig. He had a similar kind of strategy, using the pace of the deliveries, which is intelligent cricket in my own words, because you're working with what you're given. You're not trying to power everything. Looking for a quick single, but good work by Ben Curran to cut that one off.
See the body language of the Rhino side, knowing they're on top. It's going to be very critical for both, like you say, both of these players to do a lot of the heavy lifting.
This is good comeback from Macheke. Went for a boundary and his comeback with 2 decent deliveries. Being encouraged by the whole entire team. Brad Evans also just coming across to have a chat with him to encourage him. This is his first tournament domestically. Another good delivery.
Tona Manyonga almost have to have the sort of innings, at least at strike rate, as did Tashinga Msekiwa. He's going at 60 at the moment, which will not help the cause. At the end of that over, it is 73 for 4 after 12.
A good over from Heinrichs Macheke. 8 runs off it. I'll be happy with that. And that is Rhinos. Everyone so far in the Rhino setup has been bowling decently enough. When I say decent, is because no one is going at 10 and over. Everyone is 8 and below. Ryan Burrell into his last over. He has figures of 1 for 18 in the 3 that he has bowled. Economy of just 6. And the singles won't matter to them. It's managing the boundaries of that of which they've done well. Looking to play that leg side. But there are a lot of boundary riders, Tony Munyonga, on your leg side. There's deep square leg, deep mid wicket, mid on, is in the longest position. So risk edged, and I'll be fortunate. Sure, third cleans up. Much Noya.
I'll tell you what, it's been a good spell of bowling from Ryan Berger into his last ball. Just conceded 21 runs. Captain, we're very happy with him.
The entirety of this innings has been 28 dot balls. How much will those count? End of the over. 79 for 4. Mike Chinoya back in the attack. Munyonga unable to work that one past backward point where Ben Curran is positioned. So we are into the 14th over, at the beginning of the 14th over. I was speaking about dot balls in the last over. 29 dot balls have been conceded so far. In the Rhinos innings, there were 42 dot balls in the entirety of the 20 overs. Worked our way through the covers just for 1. I get a feeling that we might just get a lot more dot balls in the Eagles innings. When we look at where we are, unless and until they find a way of rotating the strike quicker and that boundary that we spoke about. Why? Required run rate 14.25. A fortuitous boundary for Craig Irvine. Playing a similar shot that we saw him play again. Walking across his stumps. An inside edge that beats Nyasha Mayavo. We tried just to get fingertips to it, but unable to stop it for going for 4. So 4 runs that are very, very much required by Eagles in their attempt to chase down 175.
just going back to what you're talking about. Just, that single just goes down to deep wicket. They just haven't found the boundary enough. So even if you had, for example, the 29 to probably 30 now, if a couple of those are 4s and 6s, even the ones that they run, the score, you add another 20 odd runs onto there. And that's just talking about 5 more boundaries. Then you have something different.
Oh, good ball.
Okay.
Very, very good delivery. Mark Chinoya noticing Munyonga coming down the track. Drags it down into a short delivery. Evasive action had to be taken by Munyonga. So that may be the case as well, that we're talking about the numbers of dot balls. But what is important as well is the overs in which Rhinos accelerated. What did Eagles do in those? How many runs were they able to get? We'll check. The 11th over, Rhinos scored 15 runs. Eagles, 3. And right now, just as we end this over, the 14th, Rhinos scored 12. Eagles 6 off it as we end the over. And it's 86 for 4.
And that's just the point, really, because if you look at it, in the Rhinos innings, you got 5 6s in the innings. And then that's notwithstanding that bludgeoning from Tashingam Sekiwa in this innings from the Eagles. It's only 1-6. And this is 14 overs into the match. And some of those 6s from the Eagles were earlier, from the Rhinos were earlier in the match. So they just isn't. And at the moment, I'm not even understanding what the strategy is, because this is the final. If you lose it by 1 run or by 20 runs, it doesn't matter. And that's just
coming off the glove from Munyonga there. Fortuitous runs. He was looking to slog sweep that one, but beaten by a lack of pace in it. Able just to get a glove in it and goes for 4.
Absolutely. And perhaps this is what they're going to need to do. Target this bowler specifically. Inexperienced bowler. Yes, was exciting, but he's also gone for plenty in this tournament.
That's true. No one is really testing the bowling unit of Rhinos. Just tugging away. This one again. This could be another vital one. Is he able to stop it? Good work by Victor Chiro. This keeps it down to 2. And there really needs to be some sort of strategy from the Eagles in this run chase. What are they looking to do? We almost left just with about 5.4 overs to go. You're 92 for 4. You require 83. Good ball. Man, I feel that was just outside off stump. That shimmer down the wicket. And it's given his leg byes.
Probably going to hit 5th stump, to be honest. The bowlers do, whenever they hear the thud, get a little bit excitable. 93 for 4. 82 from 33. Not impossible, but is increasingly looking improbable. Will Rhinos get their first ever?
Not able to get him away. Good ball by Macheke.
Remember, Rhinos have never claimed this title. Their only ever domestic cup in the history of, in their history, is a Pro 50 championship. This would be their second ever championship.
It would be, Julie, a good one for them, because they have had a very good season. They performed very well in other formats, and I feel like they will deserve this one, really. down the track, but not able to get the bat underneath it. They'll just get one good piece of fielding from Brad Evans. This is what we're talking about. Really going in to tighten the screws. Eagles, they're looking to target Macheke because, like you said, the lack of experience. There has to be one or two bowlers that they will really look at and say, we're going to try and score big against these.
It's a young man who really puts his back into it. Say young because of the amount he's played. He's 30 years old.
Slow delivery in the block hole, well bowled. It'll just be one again. And it'll end a very, very good over for Rhinos because there's no boundary in it. And it'll be 95 for 4 after 15. Brad Evans into his third over. He's only considered 5 in the 2 that he's bowled, but also importantly as a wicket to his name. Magnificent opening over. Starts off very well. Almost bowling Munyonga, who was trying to create some room leg side. Trying to open up the offside on that occasion, you would say. Again, they're not worried about trying the runouts because they understand that singles won't matter. Eagles need boundaries. As long as you stifle them off that. Continue to tighten the screws, starve them of the boundaries. Wicked opportunities will come. Swing and a miss. Craig Irvine will feel like he missed out on that occasion. Yes. Some dark clouds creeping in over Harare Sports Club from the city end. Could it just be telling the gloomy story of the Eagles on home ground?
So looking at the stats, very interesting stats here. And if you look at the innings, the Eagles' innings, of their 6 batters so far, 3 went at under, or in the case of Tony Munyonga, their strike rate is less than 100. You look at the top 7 batters for the Rhinos, Ben Curran aside, over 100. And in particular, Tashigam Sekio. There we go. Craig Irvin has got enough of that. No, he hasn't.
We spoke about it. Lack of boundaries will create wicket opportunities. Good take by Ben Curran. And the leading wicket taker claims his second of the match. It was just a matter of time before we saw such kind of play. Craig Irvine will have to go. Meanwhile, Eagles have lost their 5th wicket. It'll be 98 for 5.
That wicket brings in Kundai Matigemu. Counted a ball, but coming into a set of circumstances not ideal. Certainly will need to pull out his levers at this moment. Whether it's a final, whether you go out for well below the score, just below the score, not really going to make a difference.
77 required from 24. Swing and taken. Wicket number 2 in a row for Rhinos. This has just sealed it for Eagles, I tell you, because that's the big wicket of Tony Munyonga. Mike Chinoya claims it. Brilliant catch again this time around by Brad Evans. Deep back with square. Magnificent take.
I'll tell you what, you can see that from the celebration by Nyasha Mayavo. Almost feels as this is in the bag now. 20 and over needed from now. It's the last rites. Unless something unexpected and spectacular comes from the Rhino side, they will be taking the cup to your old province.
The strategy has been simple for Rhinos. Starve Eagles of boundaries. Bold tight lines. We saw with Brad Evans in his opening over. Bowling wicket to wicket. And he picked up wickets. Mark Chinoy as well has been very, very decent. In fact, everyone in the bowling unit of Rhinos going at under, just about 8 and under per over. It just shows you the discipline that they have operated with. And now dealing with tail-enders. 77 of 23. Required run rate 20. Current 6. It just shows you how difficult an equation it has been. I spoke about it at the start, saying remove the top 3 of Eagles and you're in the business. Ooh, that's wide for Azakram. I'm happy to see that one just go behind him. There's a spring in the steps of the Rhinos players. They can feel the second hand taking a grip at the cup. The first one was there when they put up that score.
And the 100 comes up to 16.2 overs. Still a full 75 from the last 22 balls. Will be one for the books if it were to happen. Just didn't ever get going, did they, in this particular match?
This is where the difference is. The 100 came up in the 14th over for Rhinos. And now for Eagles, it's coming in the 17th over. It's a huge difference. But 3 overs on 4 overs of huge difference. Wide again.
So the last time these two sides were, the Eagles won by 62 runs. So the mathematician in me says, look, what does it take to win by the same amount of wickets? It's roughly around the same score. They said 173. Actually, just to be accurate, they set 174.
Well, what can you say? This has been a well-oiled machine of Rhinos. They struggled at the beginning of the innings, but they came back and lost 3 quick wickets in the first 6 overs. And they bounced back. Their middle order carried them, and largely due to that innings by their captain, who scored a half-century. Swing and a miss.
guess
brilliant. I get a feeling this is a playbook that is being written of teams in tournaments. How important is it for your whole top order and middle order to have game time leading up into a final? Because if the top order fails to fire, it will tell, and it'll tell in a big way. The Eagles, they started off like a rocket shooting for the moon, largely because of Marumani and Kamunukamwe, how they're able to accelerate, and they're aided by Dion Myers. But however, they were not able just to continue on that note. So then my question is, as we end the over, 17 overs done, 1 or 2 for 6, Larry, I'll ask you, what would you prefer? A team that is a solid middle order, like Rhinos, or a team that is a very good top order? What works?
a team that bowls well. Because, to be honest, middle order or top order, one thing that has been the huge difference between the two sides is how accurately and almost faultless Brad Evans has been. If you look at the Eagles, they just did not have the likes of Kundai Matigame backing them up. So in that set of circumstances,
But really, for Brad Evans to be this effective, the Machekes, they need a target to defend.
true, I'll come back to and answer that one.
Struck. Is it in the gap? Couple of bounces. Diving effort in vain from Evans. It's 4.
The reason I say that is because on paper, and I say strictly on paper, you're looking at an Eagles team with a strong spine in the middle. Dion Myers is in the middle. Craig Irvin's in the middle. Tona Munyonga is in the middle.
But
So
they haven't had much time.
But what I'm saying is, reality of the matter is, even when you look at the circumstances they find themselves here in, it comes down to the fact they just didn't bowl well. A couple
Eagles.
of misfields.
Are you saying the Eagles didn't bowl
The
well?
Eagles didn't. The Eagles didn't bowl well. A couple of misfields.
What's the
balls
pass
that came
score
for 4?
here?
No, but this is what I'm saying. They really just didn't bowl well in critical periods. There's a couple of misfields, overthrows, and 3 dropped catches. Only 1 from the opposition.
Oh, fortuitous inside edge, missing the top of leg stump. Runs for Faraz Akram. Just unfortunate, Macheke there. I understand and I hear you, Larry. And there'll be a huge debate, and I'm sure we'll take it off here. But all kudos to Rhinos. They batted well and they have bowled well. Bowl him. You miss a hit.
I want to say, is it fair to say it's curtains? Because you just don't see where the runs are going to come from.
In the air, it'll fall short. A vacant region, they're pushing for 2.
What they've had is what the late Kobe Bryant to call the Mamba mentality. When they had an opportunity, they went for it.
Yeah, it's something that really we need to develop as a country. Spoke about it a while back. I'll speak it again. The killer instinct, the ability to finish off things. And Rhinos just doing that in the air. Brendan Mavuta under it, takes it. Macheke picks his second for the game. Good reward for the young man. And Maposa's stint will be a very brief one. Only adds 2 and out. 114 for 7 now. Oh, for 8, I beg your pardon. Wicket number 8 falls for Eagles.
And again, another catch for Brandon Mavuta. It's been excellent with the hands. Dropped 1, but then more than made up for it. Richard Ngaraba batted well at international level, but just way too much to do right now.
Right, 12 deliveries remain. 61 needed. So that means 30 and over. Pull away. 1 bounce and over Ben Curran. Good start to the over, I would say. And for the Eagles, they are not going to die here without going for it. We're going to go down swinging. Matigimu, 10 from 4. Just looking to put a couple of dents into Brad Evans' figures. Swing and a miss.
Might be a dent into the figures, but if he can get his fingerprints on that trophy, he won't mind.
As brilliant figures he's had, Brad Evans, is 2 wickets. They have cost him, till to this point, only 12 runs. 1 boundary off his bowling, and that was the first one. And here, up and over. And just go over Antum Nagvi there to cover. And they pick up 2 important runs. Eagles fans are calling for 3.
So, what I would ask you here, what was the more critical? That 50 from Antam Nakvi or the impressive bowling from Brad Evans?
Both of them.
If you have to weigh the two, if Antam Nakvi goes out early, do they get to 174?
But he didn't get out. So both of those performances are important. And gladly that you highlight them because they are the crucial ones for this. But what I believe for me is not only Brad Evans' bowling effort, but the entire bowling unit. Because everyone that has been used by Antum Nagvi to bowl, including himself, they've picked up wickets. Brad Evans is 2. Heinrich Macheke has 2. Ryan Bell, Victor Chirwa, Mike Shinoya, Antum Nagvi, all in the business. They've managed to pick up wickets.
So then the converse question, I'll ask it after this ball.
Slammed into the ground.
So the question is, if or everybody has got bowled very well, and Antam Nakvi played that crucial innings in 50, where he scored 50, when a lot of the other batters were struggling, does that make, in terms of weight, the fact that he was able to conjure that up a lot more difficult because everyone else was struggling?
Didn't get the question there, Larry. I'm going to refine it.
If you look at it, you look at the scorecard, you take the 50 from Antam Nakvi, the standout performance. The next best is a 33 or 13. Everyone else is in the 20s and below. Just to call that over 122 for 8 after 19, the last. Does that mean? But like you quite rightly say, the contributions from the bowling aspect, essentially most are below 6 and below. Just 2 in Hendricks Macheke going at 9.33 and Antam Nakvi going at 8. Does that then mean that in more difficult circumstances, what Antam Nakvi was able to do carries more weight because the other bowlers are able to find success? Not to take anything away from Brad Evans, who's been absolutely outstanding.
Again, for me, it'll be the same thing. It's not about just Nakvi. It's the whole entire middle order. Nakvi's 50 standing out alone will not take them to 170 plus without the 33 from Mashinga, without the 27 from Chirwa, and without the 22 from Nyashamayabo. So everybody else's efforts are what are important. Those double figures that they were able to get, the 20s and the 30s, piled up together.
Okay, so I'll throw
Big
something
one
in there as it goes there.
Man under it.
Gone.
Taken. This definitely is game, match, and set. As we see the demise of Matigimo trying to go up and over the bowler. Only finds a well-set Ryan Burl there. It'll be wicket number 9. It'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4, 9.
It's curtains, curtains, curtains. And just to finish off that, what I was talking about, Antam Nakvi comes in at 20 for 3. Or 20 for 2, I beg your pardon. That's the, I guess that's the only good in terms of individual performances. Coming into a position where he has to hold the innings together, build the innings togetger.
Yes, he came in. So what do you make of the 33 of 13?
No, but I was just saying the
That's
point that he
important.
comes in, if he, I guess the thing that I'm saying, I'm very specific about individual performances and not necessarily what everybody else is doing. The reason I would give weight, for example, to the half century is because for the 4 overs afterwards, he keeps the score ticking, and then he accelerates. And that point when he scores those 15 runs in the 11th over pushes that score a little bit further.
Well, as one delivery remains, my final note in this discussion will be cricket is a team effort. Individual brilliances, yes, they matter, but overall what counts is what the team would have done. Last delivery to go here as the curtain comes down on a magnificent tournament. Nearly decapitating. Naino Chabi there was Richard Ngarava. Well, that single will be the close of play, and Rhinos will celebrate a magnificent season. They will make it 5-5. Rose, the Midwest Rhinos, they bulldoze the Eagles, they clip them of their wings. It will be going down to the Midlands. And that's the trophy of the domestic T20 championships. A team that has done well in all formats. They've been in 3 finals as a total, and they walk away with the silverware for the T20 championship.
Yes, finally over the line. Missed out on the Pro 50 championship after that final day performance from the Mountaineers against the Eagles. And then coming to the Pro 50 championship, again losing out to the Mountaineers. But this time, at the third time lucky, the Rhinos, for the first time ever in their history, are the champions of the 2024-25 Zimbabwe domestic T20.
Now, it's been a brilliant summer of cricket, and they can only end with those that have really showcased their worth. Smiles all the way. The Eagles just did not come to the party today, but they also can hold their heads up high in their efforts. They've done well. but just not good enough to be crowned champions in this season. We'll have a look at the batting scorecard of Eagles. Marumani out for 11. Kamanukangwe went up for 9. Wesley Madeveri 19 from 16. Dion Myers 15. Craig Irvine top scores with 21. Tony Minyonga 17. And then Matigimo able to make 13. Those were the only players to get to double figures for the Eagles. And they finish off at 125 for 9 in their 20.
Yes, wonderful performance there on the bowling. And as far as the bowling card from the Rhinos, let's pick up the bowlers. 2 for 16 from Brad Evans. 2 for 19 from Captain Anton Nugby. 2 for 28 from Hendrix Macheke. 1 for 8 from Victor Chirwa. 1 for 23 from Ryan Burl. And Michael Chinoa, 1 for 25.
A magnificent way to win this one. Rhinos win by 49 runs.
I am now on